You're thinking about seeing a movie for this month, and there are a couple more out. 3, in fact.
Yeah, Chuck Kaplinski is with us tonight, and we're starting tonight with a film called Buried.
Buried. Interesting movie. Stars Ryan Reynolds. That's it.
That's
it.
You're kidding.
If you're claustrophobic, this is not your movie, okay? He plays a contractor in Iraq who gets kidnapped. And the film opens up with a black screen. We hear coughing and pounding, and we discover that he has been buried in a coffin underground. He has a cell phone in which he can communicate with people. That's the leap of faith you have to take with this film, okay? I don't know how technically...
How does that work?
I'm not sure. I don't know how far you have to be buried or, you know, I don't really know. But if you can get past that, it's an interesting premise, because we have a race against the clock. He's got so much air. He contacts the kidnappers. They want a ransom. It's a race against the clock because a lot of different things happen as far as he's concerned. Film was shot in 17 days. $3 million. And Reynolds spent all the time in this box.
Oh my gosh. That had to have been intense.
He did, yes. And I guess psychologically when he got out, he said when the movie was done, he just wanted to go to the mountains or something just to kind of clear his head. But it's an interesting experiment in filmmaking because there's only so many camera angles you can take with this sort of thing. And the editing is very important here as far as building the suspense as to whether they're going to get this guy out or not. And he gets actually a couple of unexpected dilemmas within the box. Things that I'm not going to tell you about. You won't expect them. Nice surprises here. Only 90 minutes long, so it...
And it went by quickly? Even just in the box?
Yes. And I tell you, I was actually sitting there watching it, and I was holding my breath at times.
Because you weren't comfortable with him?
I was out of breath, you know. So starts on the 29th here in town, Buried.
All right.
A lot of fun.
Good one for Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, the next one we want to talk about is Never Let Me Go.
Never Let Me Go starts this Friday. Interesting movie. It takes place in England. Kind of a science fiction type thing. It takes place in a boarding school. We have got 3 young people that we focus on. 2 young ladies, one played by Carey Mulligan, the other Keira Knightley. There's a young man played by Andrew Garfield. You're going to know that name next year because he's been cast as the new Spider-Man. Okay. These 3 grow up in this boarding school. Everything seems fine, but they're kept from the outside world. They can't leave the grounds. Horrible stories occur if you leave the grounds, which keeps them in there. Then when they reach 21, they're let out into the world, and they're told what their true purpose is in life. It ain't good.
Really?
But there's a love triangle that develops between these 3 that has a profound impact on all of them, and when they find out what their purpose is, everything changes, and it's something I cannot tell you. But, as I say, it really raises a lot of questions as far as what we do for love, why we love people, and also how society looks at people who they feel are beneath them. Starts this Friday. Interesting love story, and also an interesting science fiction movie. Don't miss this.
So
You'll walk out
the
thinking
money.
about it.
Oh yeah, I saw it 2 weeks ago. I've thought about it every day since. Wow. Never Let Me Go.
All right.
That's good.
Impact.
Yes.
I love a good film that makes you think, and that you just, I mean, yeah, there are those for entertainment value, but intellectual value helps.
I'd entertain the mind, too.
All right.
There you go.
And then how about Monsters?
Monsters. They're calling this one this year's District 9. I don't know if you remember District 9 from last year, the aliens who are living in Africa. The premise of this film is that a space probe has been shot out into space to see if there are alien life forms. It comes back and crashes in Mexico. They think there's nothing there, but a few months later, they notice these new life forms have been brought back and are growing. So they've quarantined Mexico. You can't go in. That's where all the monsters are. Well, we have a situation in which a reporter has to be escorted across that area by a guide, and that's the entire movie. Monsters are creeping around, lurking around, and they've got to get through before they are gotten. Haven't seen this one yet. It hasn't been screened yet. I'm really looking forward to it, though, based on what I've read and the trailer. It seems very minimalist. Don't see the monsters too much from what I've read. It's more suggested than anything, and I think horror films work better when you suggest rather than show.
You create your own monsters.
Exactly. We can come up with worse things than whatever they can show us. So two that I've seen that are good, and high hopes for Monsters this month.
And it really seems like October is a unique month for movies.
It is, because we're kind of cleaning things out before the big awards push, which starts in November and December, and you have these little gems that pop up. So yeah, it's a lot of fun when you discover these.
All right. Check them all out, right?
You bet.
All right, Chuck.
Good.
Thanks for coming in tonight. We appreciate you as always.
All right, when we come back, we have more Hollywood news, the Hollywood Minute, so stay with us.